Well, during all the rallies and demonstrations held to keep General Motors in Lordstown, one person always on the front lines was Dan Morgan. As shop chairman of United Auto Workers Local 1112, Morgan repeatedly said he would go down with the ship. Well, now that the ship has sunk, now that GM has sold the plant, Morgan and his wife, who also worked at Lordstown, have decided to take their 4 children and together move to Bowling Green, Kentucky to build Corvettes. January 2019, 2 months after General Motors announced it was closing the Lordstown plant, U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown held a discussion at the UAW Local 1112 Union Hall, and shop chairman Dan Morgan was there.
I think General Motors does the right thing and rewards this workforce for the things that we've done over the last 3 to 5 years to make them profitable.
Morgan was a key union official in the effort to keep GM in Lordstown. But on Tuesday, he submitted his resignation as 1112's shop chairman, because he and his wife have accepted jobs at the GM plant in Bowling Green, Kentucky, making Corvettes. In his resignation letter, Morgan wrote, "I stayed and fought as long as I could and became a thorn in their side until I turned the lights off in my office and swiped my badge for the last time at the Lordstown complex."
UAW! UAW!
On the day negotiations began between GM and the UAW, Morgan was in Detroit, his arm raised, his fist clenched, wearing a red shirt that read "Invest in Lordstown." When he returned home, he expected results.
I'm confident in our leadership that they will fight as hard as they possibly can.
But in his resignation letter, Morgan wrote, "There was nothing more that could have been done to secure our future. I now think that the fate of Lordstown was decided before negotiations." Dan Morgan worked in the plant up until December 20th. He's among the last of the GM Lordstown employees to accept jobs elsewhere. And to that he wrote, "It killed me as our members were laid off and forced to move across the country, many without their families." As has been the case for the majority of former Lordstown employees, GM has given them little time to make a decision. Dan Morgan starts in Bowling Green on Tuesday.